today we're going to go over some more leave no trace principles. And today's principle is minimize campfire impact. And with that, when we're camping or backpacking, we want to make sure and not leave too much of evidence that we've been there, especially with campfires. So if you're camping and you come across a fire ring that's already there, you know, those stones, and maybe you see some burned ashes and black in there, just use that. But if you don't see anything like that around, we're going to do a mound fire. And a mound fire is basically just dirt over a tarp, and then you put your fire on top of that. You don't really need a big fire to enjoy it, or to cook s'mores, or cook anything on it, really. So we're going to make something just like this. We'll go through the steps. So all you're going to need, of course, is everything to start a fire, which is a lighter or some kind of striker to get the spark, paper or a good fire starter, some small twigs, and then going up to larger sizes right here. So we don't want anything larger than our wrist, because this just takes too long to burn, not as efficient of a fire. So when you're going around and scavenging for wood, make sure and disperse that really far. Get out, not just close areas by your campfire, but go ahead and venture out and try to be scattered where you get your wood. And this is about the biggest I'm going to get. Also, you're going to need a trowel or a good shovel. I like to get a good stuff sack, that way I can put all my dirt and everything in it and then bring it back in one load. And then I use a ground tarp here, or you can just use a plastic bag. Basically anything that holds dirt, and you can kind of pick up with these. And these are really nice because they fit in your backpack, and often I use them to cover my backpack if it rains. So it has multiple purposes to bring your trash bag out. Okay, so once you have all your supplies gathered, go ahead and get your stuff sack and fill it with dirt. So I'll kind of venture off, usually about 50 to 100 feet away from my campsite. Grab some dirt. Go ahead and put it in your stuff sack. And bring it on back to camp. So next, you want to lay out your ground tarp. Just big enough so you can put the dirt on it. Fold it up a little bit. And then dump out your dirt or sand. Next, you want to kind of smooth it out. That way your fire can sit on top of it. And you want maybe 3 to 5 inches thickness of dirt. That way it doesn't burn through and burn your tarp. So after I get it nice and smooth out, I can even cover the edges a little bit if I want. That way the ashes that come up don't burn holes in my tarp. And it looks like we're ready to go. So of course, when you start a fire, you want to start with something that's going to light fairly easily. I have some paper here. Put that down. And then just go with your smaller size sticks. Once you get those on, start building up in size, something the size of my finger. And then get to your bigger sticks right here. And I want to make sure nothing bigger than my campfire size. Something like that. So when you're ready to go, all you do is go ahead and light your paper, let that fire build. And once you're done with your fire, typically I don't like to use water to put it out. If I have the time, I just want to let it burn out all the way and get into something like this. So this is already cold after it had burned, and these ashes are nice and white. They're just going to get back to nature, and you're not going to have a lot of big clumps and big holes around, so nobody knows that you're there. Okay, so once everything's cooled down, you have some good ashes, I'll go ahead and pick this up, and if I have someone to help me, that's even better. And I'll go ahead and take this back to where I found it, all that dirt that I got it from. Go ahead and walk on over there. just spread it out. And now if you look over here, it doesn't look like I lit a fire at all. So these are great to use, even if you're on the beach, out in the woods, kind of anywhere you want to light a campfire and you don't already see a fire ring. So again, thanks for joining. If you ever want to light a fire, just make sure you have permission or get someone to help you. See you later.